everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Hello, everybody. And good afternoon. We almost made history today on Tattletales. Very often when I come out, there's a lovely lady there who gives me the microphone, and we always exchange a friendly little kiss. However, I caught a glimpse of the hair, and I thought I'm in business. But I haven't kissed a lady with a mustache in a long time. But I thank you, sir. That was very kind of you. And I want to thank all of you for tuning all of us in on Tattletales. And I hope you'll stick with us. We got a great group of people today. You're going to meet them. You have a good time, I promise. And here they are, winning money today for the blues section, the star of Gambit, Mr. Wink Martindale and his wife, Sandy.
Hopefully winning money. Right. Hopefully winning. Hopefully winning money.
Not hopefully winning money, for sure winning money.
Positive, right, gang? We're going to think positive. We're going to win. Right. How you doing, Bert?
I'm doing fine, sir. I can see you dressed appropriately for the blues section.
Yes, right. Not only do you not know a guy when you see him, you're also colorblind.
No, you'll look terrific. Sandy, you look lovely as well. It's nice to have you with us. You're going to do fine. Winning money today for the banana section. Now, they're already a little bananas, as you see. The star of Grady, Mr. Whitman Mayo and his wife, Gail. Even though that mediocre reception, we will press on. You ready to go today?
Ready, Bert.
All right, babe. How about you, Gail? You all set?
I'm ready.
Okay, winning money today for the red section. They will be in the banana section tomorrow, I feel certain, even though they're bananas all the time. Mr. Orson Bean and his wife, Carolyn Bean. Okay, but you got a standing ovation. You haven't done anything yet.
And I would have kissed that guy.
You want to?
Give him a little peck. What could it hurt you?
What could it hurt, right? You ready to go, Carolyn?
I'm ready.
Here's the voice question. Worth $150, and it's for the ladies. Ladies, on your anniversary, your husband rents the biggest billboard on the busiest corner in Los Angeles and has printed on it in big letters, "My wife is the greatest sex pot in the world." He puts your name on it and signs his. Which word would describe your reaction better? Thrilled or embarrassed? Think it over, ladies. Off you go. Play it for real now, because he's going to do it. Off they go. Now, if that really did happen, if you put, say, it's Sunset Boulevard at Doheny, there's a huge signboard up there, billboard, and it says in big print, "My wife is the greatest sex pot in the world," and you signed your name and put hers. How would she react to it?
This is easy for me.
It is?
You know why?
Why?
My wife is the biggest sex pot in the world.
He's right.
Wait a minute.
She didn't hear that. Orson just said he's right. I'll second that motion.
Speak up there, bud.
However, all that being true, that being the case, she is also very demure as an Italian, and she would be most embarrassed.
Yes.
And I would say she would be embarrassed. She would be pleased but embarrassed.
She would
I would probably be less one wife after I did something like that.
Really? You think it would really embarrass her?
It really would, because she's very quiet and soft-spoken.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, the word is embarrassed, huh?
Yeah.
Let's bring that little sex pot on here and see what she says.
Sex pot.
All right, Sandy, he has put up this enormous billboard, and it's on a very busy street, and it says, "My wife is the greatest sex pot in the world." How are you going to feel about it? You're going to be thrilled, or are you going to be embarrassed?
Well, I know he'd never do that, but it's the greatest compliment a guy could pay his wife, so thrilled.
No, that's not what he said.
That's nice, Winston.
You would be completely, you would throw me out of the house. I would never.
I would never throw you out of the house.
Oh, you made it all okay. You made it all okay. Except for the group over there in the blue section. They're not too thrilled about all of it.
No, they're fine. Easy come, easy go is what the blue section says. Sorry about that, Sandy. Oh, really? What's that strange pain in my back?
It's a dagger.
Okay, sorry, Sandy. Whitman, what will Gail say?
Well, Bert, being the diplomat that she is, the first thing she would say, where are the other signs? I think that she also would be pleasingly embarrassed.
Right.
I think, huh?
Well, you'd be thrilled. You'd say, oh, that's terrific, but on the other hand...
Come on.
Remember, it's going to have her name on it and your name.
Right.
So that's...
I think she would be
You think she'd be embarrassed, huh?
I'd have to go along with that.
Okay, that's what Wink thought, too. Here she comes right now. There's a big billboard, Gail. It has your name on it and the words, my wife is the greatest sex pot in the world, and it's signed by Whitman. Would you be thrilled or would you be embarrassed?
I'd be a little bit of both, but my answer would be embarrassed.
That's the one. You got it. You know, I have seen signs like that from time to time. Haven't you? There was a guy who had one on Sunset Boulevard not too long ago. You're absolutely right, Gail. I'm sorry if I didn't let you know that. I thought maybe the scream would let you know. What would Carolyn react to?
Oh, she'd be thrilled.
She would?
Especially if there was a phone number on it, too. You know, it's called Sally. But,
my wife's the greatest sex pot in the world.
Your thing about the Italian remind me of a great old joke. Two Italians are talking, and one says, hey, says, you like a woman who weighs 250, 275 pounds? He says, no. He says, you like a woman who's got a triple a chin with the mole over here, with the hair and the mole? He says, no. He says, why you make love to my wife?
I almost said you're absolutely right and gave him the pod. No. She's going to be...
Thrilled. If sex pot is the best I can come up with, she'd be thrilled.
Okay, thrilled she is. Let's bring on thrilled, but sincere. The words, my wife is the greatest sex pot in the world, are emblazoned on a billboard on Sunset Boulevard. Will you be thrilled or embarrassed by that?
We've been married 10 years. I think that would really be a compliment. I'd be thrilled.
That's it. You got it. Carol and Orson are right. Gail and Whitman are right. Sandy and Wink are wrong, but they have more chances, and we'll come back with question number 2. Don't go away. See you in a moment.
What are they talking about?
Liza Minnelli for hot dogs.
They're talking about Talk About.
Prince Charles is right.
Weekdays at 8:30, right here on Buzzer. And soon.
Hello, question number 2 coming up. This is it. If you're ready to go, ladies, this one's worth $150 too. Ladies, some experts say that the psychological differences between men and women are inborn. Good question now. Listen carefully. Others say that these differences are due to the way we're all brought up. Which do you think is more responsible for these differences? The differences being psychological differences between men and women. Think it over. It's a good question. We'll see in a moment. We answer these questions among ourselves backstage before we come out, you know, the staff, and we talk about them. And we got in a big, heated discussion about this. Whitman, how do you feel about it? Do you think that... which is more responsible for these differences in the psychological approach to men and women? And how is she going to answer it?
What were the two, Bert?
Well, some experts say that the psychological differences between men and women are inborn. Others say that these differences are due to the way we're all brought up. Which do you think is more responsible for the differences in the psychological approach of men and women? Psychological differences.
Well,
more importantly, what will Gail think?
I'm not sure what Gail would say, but I would say environment. I would say the way that we're brought up.
Well, the way we're brought up. Wonder why the guys all yelled then. I really
It's
do.
a new breed out there. They know what's happening.
You'll say that those psychological differences are mostly... Now, that's what Gail, you think, will say.
That's what I think she should say.
Okay. That's what you think she better say.
Right?
Okay, here she comes now. Shh. Gail, let me rephrase it for you in case you need it. The experts say that the psychological differences between men and women are inborn, while other experts say that these differences are due to the way we're brought up. Which do you think is more responsible for these differences?
I think it's the way we're brought up.
That's the one. You got it. As I said, you're absolutely right, and we had a discussion about this before the show, and Ellen just stuck her tongue out at me up there because we had a big discussion backstage about it. It's an interesting question. Orson, what will Carolyn say?
Inborn.
Inborn. Aha! Why? No, wait a minute. There's a good other side to this.
There is no sexist role-playing in our house. I do the vacuuming. We give dolls to our boys and hammers and baseballs to our girls.
Why not?
I wear an earring.
So let's see that. You've got one on, haven't you?
Yeah, she stuck it in there 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah, I was drunk. I didn't know what hit me. Just put a hat pin through my ear. The point is that obviously there's a tremendous amount of environment, and little girls are taught that they're supposed to be shy and boys are supposed to be jocks. We got none of that in our house, and still the little girls come on like little coquettes and the boys are little jocks running around. So I don't know. All I know is that I think that's what she'll say based on our
based on your personal experience.
For entirely different reasons from what most people say.
You see, now there's a good example of that side of the question, and let's see if Carolyn agrees with you. I love it. Carolyn, the supposition is that some experts say the psychological differences between men and women are inborn. Others say the psychological differences are due to the way we're all brought up. Which do you think is more responsible for these differences, inborn or the way we're brought up?
Wow. I really don't know. Because I definitely think that there are a lot that are inborn, but I think that we make them even worse in the way we bring people up in our society.
So you will say that it's...
You had to ask it that way, right?
Yeah.
I will say that it's the latter.
The way we're all brought up. That's not what Orson said. Interestingly enough. You see now?
Money isn't everything now. Don't let this
but try to buy something without it is the old line.
An environment here that's
yeah, no, see, it's a good question. Even husband and wives don't always agree. Wink, what was Sandy say?
I disagree with Orson, and I agree with Whitman, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
My wife, Sandy, comes from an Italian family.
Yes.
Now, there may be something to this inborn thing, but Italians are very strong, psychological or otherwise, you know. You mind the mom and the papa, or you get killed. It's very simple.
Right.
So I will go along with the...
That's one of the best Russian accents I've ever heard.
I was doing Eddie Rickenbacker. So I will go along with Whit.
What did Whit say?
I don't really know what Whit said, but I remember I agreed with him at the time.
You say
it's not inborn, it's the other
the
one.
way we're brought up.
The way we're brought up, the environment, yeah.
Okay.
Right? They agree. Everybody agrees with this. Everybody in the blue section agrees.
You see, that's... Well, I shouldn't butt in with my own feelings, but I know that what Orson says to me makes some sense, too, because women have maternal instincts. I don't believe with it. I think those are inborn. Men are hunters, and you use the word jock, which means we tend towards physical hostility, which is the hunting urge, you know?
I hunted for this earring in every boutique in
will you
West
stop it? All right, I'm going to get out of here as quick as I can. You're going to say, she will say, the way we're brought up.
That's correct. No doubt.
Sandy, which do you think is more responsible for these psychological differences between men and women? Inborn or the way we're all brought up?
Inborn.
No, that's not what Wink said.
Winston, why did you say that?
What was that, Sandy?
I don't know why he said that, because I would think there would have to be an unbalanced amount of hormones in order for the environment to affect the person.
Aha! A very clinical, good answer.
You know, she's a hell of a lot smarter than I thought she was.
That's probably what it is. Sorry about that. Guess what? Gail and Whitman get the whole thing for the bananas. We will change places at halftime, gentlemen. Step to the rear. We'll bring the ladies out front, and we'll come back with the second half. And don't go away. We've got a good one today.
You need to lose.
Late.com. A little bit more later. Here we are. We have changed places after halftime. I have these beautiful ladies, and they are with me. Fellas, you got to play catch up to Whitman. He's got most of the bread at this point. Here we go, fellas. Worth $150 on this one. Which would put you in a worse mood? To be deprived of food, sleep, or sex? Think it over. Not so easy. Off you go. Goodbye, fellas. Now, it's a rather interesting supposition. We'll start with you, Carolyn. Which would put Orson in a worse mood, to be deprived of food, sleep, or sex?
Such a tacky question.
Probably why we asked it.
Sex.
Sex would put him in a worse mood? Man doth not live on bread alone. What was that?
Did you ask a tacky question? You get a tacky answer.
Yes. Okay, really, you think so, huh? You think
I know so.
You know so. Sorry about that. Bring him on. Which would put you in a worse mood, to be deprived of food, sleep, or sex?
Gee, you came back quick. I guess it didn't take her long to answer that question.
No, it didn't at all, as a matter of fact.
I sleep and eat in order to keep myself in shape for the one thing that I would be terrible. It would be terrible if I were deprived of.
That's the one. You got it. Oh, settle down, you maniacs over there. Sandy, what will Wing say?
Well, he's gone without sleep and he's gone without food. He's never had to go without that, so
without
I guess
what?
That's what sex.
Oh,
That's
thank you. I just wanted to hear her say it.
That's the biggest sex part on Sunset Boulevard.
Yes, that's right. You'll say sex is the one. Here he comes. Which would put you in a worse mood, Wink? To be deprived of food, sleep, or sex?
Well, there are two that I have been deprived of in the past, which makes you really wonder what I'm going to answer, right? I think that because on days when I don't have time to eat breakfast in the morning and I am in a lousy mood, I think that probably the answer to my question, or to your question, would be food.
No. No, but you're close. How about, what would be your second choice, Wink?
Sex.
That's it. But you're just a little bit wrong. Close. All right. Well, Sandy won't be putting a billboard up on Sunset very soon, I guess. Sorry about
We're
that.
not doing too well for the blue section.
Yeah, what would
Winston.
Whitman say to this?
I'm going to have to say food, because Whitman, the only time Whitman gets grouchy is when he gets hungry and
Right.
he has to wait for his dinner.
Right. I know how he feels.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Blues. It's over for you. You'll say food. Let's see what Whitman says. Here he comes. Whitman, you're in the lead at this point. Which would put you in a worse mood, to be deprived of food, sleep, or sex?
Oh, wow. Bert, oh, yeah. Here we go. That's a loaded
Take it
question.
easy, Whitman.
It's loaded. Let me just try to phrase this way. Food comes in many forms.
Yes, true.
As a result of that, sex to me is spiritually food.
Yeah, so?
Sleep I can do without, so I think it would be food.
Carolyn and Orson get it. They split the pot in half. We'll come back in a moment with a $300 question. Woo, can't believe he got there.
Join me, Bob Eubanks, for Newlywed Game episodes not seen for nearly 20 years.
Just wait till we get home. Today at 3 on Buzzer.
We all have evil.
It does anybody. Here we go. This question worth $300 will decide the game for the day. Fellas, if you are ready, you still got to play catch up to Whitman. He's got most of the money. Men, if you had to make a choice, would you like your wife to be more like you or less like you? That's a very good question. Think it over, fellas, and off you go. I guess they do say that people tend to be more like each other the longer they're married. And we'll start with you, Sandy.
I guess it would be more, because then the more alike we are, the more compatible we should be.
So you would like him to be... No, he would like you to be. I'm asking him, remember.
You don't think so?
Definitely no. Man in the blue said definitely no. I don't know why.
Well, listen, it's your money, so if you want the other answer, then I'll go the other way for you, but that's not what I feel, okay? Okay,
Really? They want you
we
to.
will say less.
He would like you to be less like him, in other words.
I don't think he's going to say that's really what you want.
Well, listen, go with the answer. You know him better than they do.
More.
Okay, you will say he would like you to be more like him. Okay, here he comes. Shh. Don't say a word now. Don't give it away. Wink, if you had to make a choice, would you like Sandy to be more like you or less like you?
Well, I tell you, Bert, there are a lot of ways that a lot of great pluses on her side. The thing that pops into my mind, though, is that I would like her to be more like me because I like everything.
That's it. You got it. She knew. You're absolutely right. I thank you.
Did it my way.
Orson, Carolyn, what will Orson say?
If I were more like Orson, I'd be borrowing his clothes, right?
I guess.
So, I'll say less.
You'll say less like. He would like you to be less
He'd
like
like
him.
me to be more like me, not more like him.
Right. Well said, I should say.
He likes me. What can I tell you?
Right. Okay. But no, we said if you had to make a choice. We're not saying that he'd want to.
Right.
He would like you to be less like him. Here he comes. Maybe he's coming. There he comes. Orson, if you had to make a choice, would you like Carolyn to be more like you or less like you?
Very tough. I will guess that she predicted that I would say more like me.
No, she did. Very tough. You're right, it is tough. She said he likes me like I am, so he'll say less. Let's see what Gail says Whitman will say.
I'll say less.
Less like you. He would like you to be less like him.
Right.
Here he comes now. Shh, shh, shh. This will decide it, sir. We come down to the wire. Whitman, if you had to make a choice, would you like Gail to be more like you or less like you?
More like herself, less like me.
That's it. That's what she said. You're right. Yeah, and Sandy and Wink are right. Time is up. The Bananas win it. We'll come back in a moment, let you know how much the Bananas, who of course are going bananas, have won. Go away.
Attention.
The Bananas with Gail and Whitman win $450. We had $1,450. That's all we have time for. Bert Conley saying so long, everybody. See you next time on Tattletales. Bye.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.